So what are you hoping to achieve from opening in Birmingham?
Well, this is really about talent for us. We want to diversify our footprint away from London in the UK. We looked up and down the country, and talent was really the main focus. Where can you find a deep, diverse talent pool? And Birmingham has it. The universities here are great. There are many engineering companies here. There are other financial institutions here. So we're confident that we can really build a strong workforce.
I gather you're looking to hire 100 people by the end of the year. You're already at that, I gather.
So we seeded it with about 30 existing Goldman employees, just to make sure that we got off on the right foot from a cultural point of view, making sure that the business and the operation stayed connected. And we've hired close on 70 externally. So we're at around 100 now, and we'll look to continue to grow it. We in the short term, we'll probably get to a couple of hundred, and then we'll see where it goes. From there, there's no cap on how big this could become. It really depends on how it evolves, what skills we build here. And it won't just be a UK operation necessarily. The real potential will be if this can become a centre of excellence for certain global functions. And then obviously the scale can be quite significant.
And what sort of activities will be taking place here? Are you transplanting existing activities from London, or is this a whole building something from the ground up?
A little bit of both. Many different parts of the firm will be represented here. Engineering talent, is one of the most important streams that we're going to tap into here. So we're going to have a lot of our engineers, sitting up here. But across our firm-wide strategy group, we've got people here. Human resources, we've got people here. Some of our loan origination servicing people. So many different parts of the firm will be represented.
So what sort of skill set are you looking for people?
Engineering is a big part of it. Obviously, we work in an industry where quant skills are at a premium. Building platforms, building trading platforms, systems, really important. And so the engineering talent that exists, and if you look at some of the traditional companies in this part of the country, they obviously have a strong engineering base, which is one of the things that encouraged us to come here.
So will there be client-facing activities carried out here as well?
Not at the beginning, but let's see how it evolves. We obviously cover many of the big organizations that are based here, but we've covered them out of London, and I think for the into the intermediate future, that's where that base will stay, but let's see what opportunities present themselves.
And has Goldman tried this anywhere else in the world, or is this a first?
No, we've done it. Look, so if I go back in history, we set up in London about 50 years ago. So it took us 50 years to get our next step in the UK to Birmingham. But through that time, we built out a platform and a group of offices, a network of offices, right across Europe. A number of years ago, we set up in Stockholm. There was a great pool of engineering talent up there, and we have an important number of people there, really focused on engineering, sitting alongside our client-facing people. Out of India, out of Bengaluru, we've got an office of 6,500, 7,000 people in Bengaluru. About 2,000 of those really service our London operations. Warsaw, we've got close on 1,000 people. So we've built operations really all around the world, servicing global operations, and a lot of it servicing our London operation. And this is another example.
So obviously it's been a traumatic 18 months for the global economy, for the UK economy. How has Goldman's in the UK navigated its way through the last 18 months?
You sort of wish it was over, don't you? But it's not. And so far, I think we've navigated well. We obviously went through that period where over a week or two, we moved everybody from the office to working from home. And I can only applaud our people, but frankly, people across our industry and many other industries in terms of how they continue to deliver on their operations and their businesses and continue to service the economy. And we achieved that, and I think we did it exceptionally well. The business flows over the last 18 months have been at extraordinary levels, and we've serviced that largely remotely. Obviously, we're on a path to coming back to the office. We're getting great response from our people. They are coming back, and I think they're enjoying that connectivity and interacting with each other. And certainly post-summer here in the UK, it feels like we've taken another step forward. Good attendance, good engagement, and frankly, great feedback from our people.
I mean, M&A volumes have been astonishing. At the outset of the pandemic, would you have envisaged that?
Not at these levels, no. And of course, they've sustained themselves. You go back to the early stages of the pandemic, that was much more about liquidity, financing. Very quickly, though, corporates, started to focus on the strategic challenges that would lie ahead, the need for scale, the need to invest in technology, the need to adjust their global supply chains, and that meant portfolio adjustments and moved, onto the M&A footing. But look, this year on the M&A front looks to exceed 2007, which was the last record. We're right at those levels already, and we've still got another 3-4 months to go. So exceptional activity.
Activity has peaked in terms of GDP growth. Do you get a sense that we're sort of slightly coming off the boil?
Well, we are growing from much reduced levels, and I think this is an important point, of course, because the first question is, so when do we get back to pre-COVID levels? And depending on which economy you're in, you're there or thereabouts now. But of course, we've given up 2 years of growth, so there's still a lot more catch-up. This next period will be slower than the period we've just had, but I think still at very healthy and positive levels, and I think driving good activity.